Hi, I'm Tom Scioli, author of space opera Xanadax Across the Unknown Dimensions of the Galaxy from Image Comics. I'm also the author of The Twilight Zone, issue 2, which is in stores.
I'm at Zeoli.
I saw the new Running Man movie, so I thought we could talk about it a little. You know, no spoilers or anything, because I know you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Just give you my review. I loved it. Like, it was the most exciting movie I've ever seen.
Oh my god!
Like, there's like
Holy
action
shit.
sequences in it where you like just can't believe your
Wow.
eyes, and it's like super tense. And there's just such a palpable sense of, you know, danger and stakes and stuff. And I'm a big fan of Edgar Wright. And, you know, I've enjoyed everything he's done. You know, some of his movies, again, you like leave the theater in a euphoric state. This was one of those movies. It was just, you know, the right balance. Like, yes, it's comedic and funny, but the action adventure and the danger is just so strong. And it's, if you're familiar with, you know, the previous like Arnold Schwarzenegger movie,
yeah.
or the Stephen King book or something, the Stephen King story, it's you know, it's dystopian. It's and he really did a good job of like stacking everything against the character. Like, I know in the Schwarzenegger movie, it's like, because I never read the Stephen
Me
King
neither.
book. I know like the you know, they frame him and all that kind of stuff, and it's the same kind of stuff in this. Like they use, you know, AI or whatever to like sort of twist his words and make it look like he's saying and doing things that he didn't do and stuff. But yeah, just really great, really smartly put together. Feels very current. You know.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Reading, there's like an opening scroll in this, and I'm like, oh man, it's like even I watched this like 10 years ago, and I was like, it's even somehow it's more relevant with every
now the dystopian future in this is like, oh, how quaint. Wouldn't it be nice to live in that world?
I was like, not too shabby.
What a vacation that would be to live in this dystopia. One connection between the Arnold movie and this one is just that like the money in the Edgar Wright one has Arnold on it. Like he's the guy on the money. You know, so that, I thought that was a real clever you know, callback.
I'm pumped to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the trailer a while back, and we were like, yeah, that looks good.
Yeah,
and so I was glad to finally get to see it.
And I'm excited too, because I've never read the Stephen King one, but I saw that this one's kind of like the new one is a little bit closer to the book.
Is it? Yeah, I see. I don't know anything about any of that. You know, talking about the original, when this movie was big, like I saw it on TV a bunch of times, and I never loved it the way I thought I was gonna love it. You know, because it's like the premise is really good and Richard Dawson is really good, but for some reason I don't know. Like even back like in the 80s. The production looked a little bit like it didn't look fresh. It looked a little like an old movie or something. I don't know.
I kind of know what you mean too. Like the director of this is Starsky from Starsky and Hutch.
Okay, yeah.
And he's like really he has a couple other movies under his belt, including I think Shazam or Kazam, whatever. He directed the Shaq Genie movie, but he has more television credits. So I think he's kind of directing like a TV show.
Yeah, and when like as a kid, I never saw it in the theater. So as a kid, when I saw it on TV, and it felt like it didn't feel the way like other Arnold movies had that, you know, sort of expansive feel.
It's for the show element.
Because it centers around a TV show. You know, Commando was kind of like that too. Commando felt a little like, you know, made for TV movie-ish.
And Richard Dawson from Family Feud, I think he's like, could possibly be giving the best performance in this movie.
Yeah, well,
he's a real shitbag in this.
Yeah, and at the time, I mean, he was so known for Family Feud that people forgot that he was an actor. You know, like, I mean, he was on Family Feud. I think he probably, you know, got his biggest fame from game shows, from Family Feud and then Match Game before that. He was like sort of a favorite not contestant, but panelist on there. But yeah, he's an actor with chops.
My grandmother would always, whenever we were watching that era of Family Feud, she'd be like, "Oh, this is the guy that kisses all the ladies."
Yeah, right. And that's what I remember the reviews when this movie came out. They said like it was such great casting to make him the evil game show host because they said there was always something sinister.
One of the Dweezil
Zappa's in it, yeah,
and Mick Fleetwood. Yeah, look, Arnold's outfits in this movie. He's got like a Gold's Gym.
Well, it says World Gym, so I don't know if they like forbade him from wearing a Gold's Gym because isn't he like an owner in Gold's Gym?
I think so. Yeah.
And he's got his stogie. It's like he is kind of like throwing his weight around. It's like okay, make sure my character has a stogie because I like to smoke a cigar. I don't want to have to put my cigar out between takes.
Starsky comes out to try to tell him to put the stogie out. He's like, I won't be putting this out. And he's like, whatever you say, Arnold.
Look, Starsky, I'm smoking this stogie.
I'm going to do this scene with Fleetwood Mac over here.
And then just the tunnel, the thing where he like they're riding the like little vehicles through the tunnels.
I think that looks really cool.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a highlight.
In this movie, I ended up thinking it's like one of my favorite Arnold movies.
Interesting, yeah.
And like when I originally saw it, I think it was in high school. It was because I was trying to fill out like my Arnold. I'm like, oh, the Running Man. What is this? It was like I thought it was lesser Arnold.
Part of the Arnold canon. And again, like I said, I saw it a million times on TV, probably because you could get somewhat of like a TV edit of it. Some of his movies, it's like really hard to like imagine like a TV edit. I mean, I've seen it, but like the TV edit of Total Recall or something.
Oh my God. Yeah. And, like it would be a good easy to edit for TV because it feels like a lot of, well, this is Steven D'Souza. He wrote like Die Hard and like Commando and all, but there's just one-liner after one-liner in this, and they all seem to be like ADR'd in after the fact, so you could kind of like rip them out. He's like, Sub-Zero is now Total Zero or something like that.
Yeah, you could swap
them out, like the Arnold one. And like, remember the Arnold soundboard? Do you remember when that was like lurking around? Like, there was this Arnold soundboard that people would do like prank calls with. And I think like 75% of the Arnold soundboard is like from this movie here. He's like, better make room for my fist because I'm gonna ram it in your stomach and rip out your goddamn spine.
It's interesting watching this, having just seen the movie, the new movie, because like you do see the sort of overlap. The thing I appreciated about the new one is they didn't waste any time getting you from like his normal life to like him being the Running Man, because it's like that's what you just want to see him as the Running Man. So they kind of get you there pretty quick, and it's like, okay,
that's
cool,
awesome.
No, you'll enjoy it.
I'm pumped.
I was blown away, but I loved it. I mean, I don't know what it'll be like on like a second viewing or something, but it was like just watching it unfold and not knowing where it's going to go and stuff. It was really amazing.
How was Glenn Powell in the lead? He was
he was good. He was really good. Yeah, he was. You're there with him, through the whole thing. I didn't know his name going into the movie. Like I recognized him. I'm like, okay, I know I've seen that guy in something, and it wasn't until afterwards I was looking it up and it's like, oh yeah, I saw him in Top Gun Maverick, but like. I'm like, this guy, like, I've seen him in a million trailers, don't know his name or anything. But, like, when I was coming out of the movie, I saw it said, Glenn Powell, the Running Man. And I was like, I kind of was stopped by, Glenn Powell, the Running Man. Well, it's directed by Edgar Wright. And I know Stephen King would sometimes use, like, a pseudonym for some of his stories. So maybe that was the name he used. Because it didn't occur to me, like, oh, Glenn Powell, that's the guy who's the star. Yeah. I was just like, Glenn Powell, the Running Man. I'm like, well, it wasn't computing, and then I was he's the Running Man. Got it. Okay.
I think it was Richard Bachman.
Yeah, Richard Bachman. Okay, yeah. You say Richard Bachman, but I listened to an audio book of Thinner, and on the audiobook they said Richard Bachman.
Oh, maybe I'm completely because like my mom would have the Bachman books, it was called. Yeah. It was like a quadrilogy of like all of Stephen King's Bachman titles.
Okay.
The Long Walk, that new movie that's out, that's another Bachman.
Okay. So it's this, Thinner, The Long Walk, and then what would be the fourth?
There's another one. One's called Rage. He did 4, and then a couple years later he did 2 more. But there's one that he took out of circulation. He let it go out of print. It's because it deals with like a school shooter.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, maybe I'm just gonna let this one.
Yeah, good idea. Also, like the CGI, like when you're watching the opening credits for the Arnold version of The Running Man, it's like, oh yeah, they did have CGI back then. Because I thought, oh, this is a little early for but you see, like it's the CGI title, and then it's got the Running Man. They're like these little, yeah, like that's as realistic a thing you could muster back then.
And then you got Jesse Ventura in this too. Mm-hmm. He's great. Jim Brown.
Yeah, I saw there was also a guy who is like a bit player in Arnold movies. He's like
in this one.
Oh, he's like kind of tall and got a mustache and like a crew cut.
It's Sven Olin Thorson. He's in like Arnold's buddy. He puts him in every one of his movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the last thing I saw. Like, was he in Predator or?
He was in Red. I know he's in Red Heat.
Okay.
He's in this. I think he's in. Well, not an Arnold movie. He's in Hard Target with Van Damme.
Yeah, I'm just trying because like I know I've seen that guy a million times and I couldn't quite place him. I was thinking. Oh, is he in Captain Power? Does he play Tank? Like the Arnold type guy in Captain Power? But
I gotta look up Sven's filmography. Yeah. Now what a great look.
Oh, if Arnold's not available, like here's a guy who could kind of do the same roles.
Then Maria Conchita Alonso from Predator 2.
Seems like it takes a while to get him from, the opening of the movie to being on The Running Man. Like I don't know what the holdup is. There's also the guy who's the assistant to Rob Lowe in Wayne's World is
Kurt Fuller. Yeah. I am gonna see the Edgar Wright.
I've never been disappointed by one of his movies. Like I remember when Shaun of the Dead came out, and they had some free screening. It was one of those movies, where they were pretty generous, giving out like free tickets to like an early screening. And I knew a bunch of people who went to the free screening, and somebody was telling me like it was the best movie I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, Shaun of the Dead, like how could that be? And then I saw it, I'm like, oh, I get it. Like it really was like just so much fun and just felt really fresh and just kept moving. And he kind of continued that. And the other one, like I loved Scott Pilgrim. I thought that was a great movie. And I was pretty shocked when it didn't, it underperformed. It didn't become like this because I thought this movie's perfect. But
yeah, and I think The World's End. I don't think.
Oh, at World's End, I love that. Yeah,
I don't think that performed as well as they wanted.
Yeah, I love that one too. That was great. And he also he didn't end up directing the first Ant-Man, but I feel like a lot of his fingerprints, because he worked on it for a really long time, and then was sort of like, he left for whatever reason, and somebody else actually directed them. But I feel like a lot of the conceptualization, like he had worked on it for so long, I think a lot of the conceptualization was his, which again, like I really enjoyed that first Ant-Man movie, and then I didn't enjoy the second one nearly as much, and because I feel like that's because he was completely absent from the second one.
This is kind of Arnold on the rise. Like Predator, this came out the same year as Predator. Mm-hmm. They wanted to have this like come out. They held it after Predator came out, and it's like he's on the super ascent here.
You do think like what a run he had. Like he really
unbelievable.
Did. You can look, because as it's happening, it's one thing, but now all these years later, you can kind of sort of look. You can sort of look back and be like, oh yeah, it was like just one after the like that's tough. That's a tough thing to sustain, and he kind of kept it going through 2 decades.
Yeah.
And then when it finally petered out, it's like, oh come on, Arnold, oh you loser, oh you're all washed up, dude. And it's like, well, what do you want? The guy like had like as good a run as somebody's gonna have. You don't get to be a movie star forever. I'm Tom Scioli, author of space opera Xanadax, Across the Unknown Dimensions of the Galaxy from Image Comics. I'm also the author of The Twilight Zone, issue 2, in stores.
I'm Matt Zeoli. Your prize is a trial by jury.
And there he is running. He's the running man.